Hey there! If you're a bachelor student at the University of Twente, you might have heard the term TOM 2.0 quite a lot in your study program. This is an important update for the educational model of the University of Twente, so we as University Council Party Eureka decided to make a video explaining the most important parts that affect you as a student directly. Upon the request of students, amongst others voiced by Eureka, the university decided to remove the mandatory 0-15 EC rule. Every program board will design their study program based on the new TOM 2.0 guidelines. There are multiple ways in which program boards can design their study program. Before we explain some of these ways and some of the TOM 2.0 guidelines, we must first explain some definitions. TOM 2.0 is defined in the Education and Examination Regulations, abbreviated as EER. These regulations are the official guidelines to which every program at the University of Twente should adhere to. It defines the way in which education should be structured and how you are able to actually achieve your bachelor's degree. Two important definitions in the EER are integrated and coherent. Let's first look at integrated. It is formulated in the EER as a study unit that consists of different interdependent parts. These parts are assessed in an integrated manner and is registered as one study unit with one grade. What this definition means is that the entire module is one study unit and one grade is given for the entire module. Essentially, a student can only receive either 0 or 15 EC for an integrated module. This is similar to the original TOM model. Coherent is formulated in the EER as a study unit that consists of different parts which are related. These parts are assessed separately and registered as separate study units with their own grades. What this essentially means is that you receive credits for every course you pass in a module. There is no 0-15 EC rule in this. You basically get credits for every course you pass. Let's look at how these definitions can be applied in a module. Let's first look at an integrated module. This is basically how the education was organized in the 2019-2020 academic year and before at the university. Let's quickly go through this. As an example, we take a module in which you have 3 courses of 4 EC and a project of 3 EC. As this is an integrated module, the entire module is one study unit of 15 EC. You can either receive all 15 ECs or no ECs. Let's look at the timeline for an explanation. Initially, you have 0 EC at the start of the module. You pass course 1, but at this moment you still have 0 EC as course 1 is not a study unit. The entire module is a study unit. So you still have 0 EC. Then you pass course 2, and at this point you still have 0 EC as course 2 is also not a study unit. The same goes when you pass course 3. Even though you pass all courses up to now, you still have 0 EC. Next, you pass a project as well, and now you get all the 15 EC for this module, because you pass everything in the module. Now let's look what happens when you fail a course in an integrated module. You pass course 1, but gain 0 EC. You fail course 2, but still have 0 EC. When you subsequently pass course 3 and the project, you will still have 0 EC, since you failed one of the courses or the project of an integrated module. Now let's look at the coherent model. In this model, each course is a separate study unit. This means that you receive credits for every course you pass. Using the same example, you have 3 courses of 4 EC and a project of 3 EC. Now assume that you pass course 1, then at this point you will receive 4 ECs for the module. When you subsequently pass course 2 as well, you now have 8 ECs. Similarly, when you pass course 3, you will have 12, and when you pass the project, you will have 15 ECs for the module. Now let's look at the situation where you fail a course. Since each course is a separate study unit, failing one course does not affect the results of others. So if you pass course 1 but fail course 2, you will still get the credits of course 1. If you also pass course 3 and the project, you will receive a total of 11 ECs. In the case of the integrated module, this would have meant that you would have gained 0 ECs. A special model is a combination of two and can be named coherent with integrated blocks. In this model, course 1 is a coherent course, there is an integrated block of courses 2 and 3, and there is a coherent project. So you have course 1 of 4 EC, you have an integrated block of 8 EC, and a project of 3 EC. When we now go to the timeline, if you pass course 1, you get 4 EC. Then you pass course 2 and still will have 4 EC. But when you pass course 3, you will gain the 8 ECs of course 2 and 3 at the same time. When you also pass the project, you get the 3 EC and have a total of 15 EC for the module. You will need to pass both course 2 and 3 in order to get the 8 EC. If you fail either one, you will get 0 of the 8 EC. But if you would fail course 1 and pass courses 2 and 3 and the project, you will still get the 8 ECs of the integrated block and the 3 EC of the project. As mentioned before, the TOM 2.0 models are officially defined in the EER. The university-wide guidelines are set by the Executive Board of the UT. The specific implementation of the TOM 2.0 models in the modules of your program is determined by your program board. However, the Executive and Program Boards cannot straightforwardly implement it. They need to have approval of the participation bodies. In these bodies are students representing you to make sure the student's perspective on policy is not forgotten. On all the three main organizational levels of the UT, there are participation bodies. These bodies discuss various educational and policy-related aspects with the respective boards. The EER is discussed every year in the University Council and needs approval of the students to be passed. The same goes for the specific program aspects which are discussed in the program committees. Therefore you, as a student, can have a real say in what should happen at your program. If you want to voice your opinion concerning TOM 2.0 in your program and are not in a program committee yourself, you should contact the people who are. A quick Google search will also work out to find the names of the students who are in the program committee. If you just Google program committee followed by the name of your program and U Twente, you will find the contact information of the students and employees that are part of the program committee pretty easily. We hope this explainer made the TOM 2.0 model clear to you. Make sure to follow us on social media to receive updates on changes to TOM 2.0 and other UT policy business that you as a student deserve to be involved in. If any questions remain, do not hesitate to contact us. We're happy to help. In the meantime, the faction of Eureka in the University Council will make sure your voice is heard in order that you are able to receive the best education possible at the University of Twente.